Hello, good afternoon, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode, and we have a big show for you today. We're going to call this one Super Sunday because we had some massive games of football, none more so than the El Clasico. I know some people may disagree, but regardless of where both teams are, it, it just seems to be the biggest game of football whenever it's being played. And I'm pretty sure even the Liverpool and the Manchester City fans, they were gradually checking what was happening in the El Clasico earlier on today. But before I get into today's episode, let me say a big shout out to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, Quicklink Shipping has you covered. You can check them out on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping or on Facebook at Quicklink Shipping as well. Telephone number 876 454 1979. All right, so check them out. Quick link shipping, RS Sports Store, anything you need sports related, your Liverpool jerseys, your Brazil, your France, Italy. I know Italy isn't at the World Cup, but still, if you're a fan of Italy, you can check them out. Any national team or any club football team, you can check out our sports store. They have the best quality jerseys as well. You can get them custom made, pre-order those. But tell them Halftime TV sent you, and I'm pretty sure they'll have an awesome deal for you. We are preparing for the World Cup in just over a month from now. It will kick off. So we've been getting some stuff intact so we can get the best possible coverage and we can provide you with the best possible coverage throughout the duration of the World Cup as well. So stay tuned for that. I may not be going live as often as I'd love to, but that's primarily because we have some stuff in the pipeline working out. All right. So as soon as that is penciled out, we will be bringing you far more content on a more frequent basis. Big up yourself, Demo Dre. Pretty sure you're happy with that one. Mohamed Salah, second time of asking, got that one spot on, and it was an incredible goal. It's good to streak in the Champions League history earlier on in the week against Rangers, and he followed that up with a massive performance against Manchester City. And Jurgen Klopp, he's constantly reiterating that Manchester City is the best team in the world. I think he got this one spot on as well. He came into this one, he talked up his team as the underdog. Which I think they aren't the underdog. I think they've been having a rough patch, but in no game of Liverpool versus Manchester City, Liverpool is the underdog, especially off late. But we'll say that for a little bit further down in the show. Let's first talk about El Clasico. All right. So, well, speaking of Liverpool, Sadio Mane just on the score sheet for Bayern Munich as well. Yep, Sadio Mane on the score sheet, 55 minutes in. Big goal for Sadio Mane. But let's get to the El Clasico. Or better yet, before we get to El Clasico, Leon Bailey's Aston Villa. What's happening there? I expect news to come by the end of this week that Steven Gerrard has been relieved of his duties. I think they're lacking motivation right now. I think Leon Bailey, he was hooked today in the 66th minute for Emi Buendia. He had a good little cameo, had a good crossing as well. That Kepa, I don't know how he saved that one, but he did, and that one kept his team in the game. Leon Bailey, I think he's been hot and cold so far this season, if that makes sense. 8 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Based on the quality he has, we're definitely expecting more. But could that be down to Steven Gerrard and his negative approach to football 9 out of 10 times? I think most times, if it, for example, in today's game, Chelsea allowed Aston Villa to play, and we saw that Aston Villa could play football, they can play. But if it's a case where the teams are coming head on with Aston Villa, they 9 out of 10 times try to be a bit more negative. And I think the players that Steven Gerrard has at his disposal, he should be doing far better. And as a result, I'm expecting him to be sacked very, very soon. I know we don't hear it being spoken of as often in the media because we know it. The reasons are obvious because a lot of the folks who are pundits, they played with Steven Gerrard. The Carragers of this world, they played with Steven Gerrard both at the club and at the international level. So you won't be hearing these individuals calling for their individual for their fave to be sacked. But Steven Gerrard, I expect him to be gone by the end of this week. He has been abysmal with Aston Villa. And as things stand right now, it doesn't seem as if Aston Villa is going to finish anywhere near the top 10. All right. Frank Lampard, I could say the same, but they're two different predicaments. And as much as I don't rate Frank Lampard as a coach, I think Steven Gerrard had more wiggle room when it comes down to players. He had options to bring in players, players that he likes as well. And as a result, I expect more from Steven Gerrard. All right. So Leon Bailey just wasn't enough today to dig his manager out of the hole. Last time around, he came up trumps for Steven Gerrard, not today. And as such, I expect Gerrard to be gone very, very soon. We're going to hop over to La Liga, where El Clasico took place. And I think, again, this is the biggest fixture of football anywhere on the planet. If it's not the Champions League final, it is El Clasico. All right. And that game, it was breathtaking really for the most part. I think from start to finish, and it's almost as if you know what to expect when it comes down to the El Clasico, regardless of the quality of both teams. Real Madrid, they they've been doing good so far this season. I think they're yet to be beaten. The same with Barcelona in La Liga. I think Barcelona, they can. Ter Stegen, up until last week, he had faced 9 shots, and of the 9 shots, only well, none. He had not conceded a goal in La Liga. So of the 9 shots, he's saved most of them, I think. But don't quote me on that. Not sure of the statistics, but Ter Stegen has been fantastic. Barcelona has been sound defensively, at least in La Liga. But again, looking at the context, who have they played? And that was the question coming into this weekend. Earlier on in the week, we saw them against Inter Milan. We saw Lautaro Martinez score a blinder. We saw Inter Milan got the opportunity to bury Barcelona on numerous occasions, but because of poor decision making, that wasn't the case. And in the end, Barcelona were lucky to come away with a draw. Nonetheless, I still expect Barcelona to be relegated down to Europa League, but it's only a matter of time now. Fast forward to the El Clasico, where Benzema was back fit. Thibaut Courtois, he was out because of injuries. Over on Barcelona's side, Jules Koundé, he made his return, which was good to see because, again, Barcelona fans, they oftentimes have a ton load of excuses. Oh, it's because of this, it's because of this. Jules Koundé was back, and since he made that post saying, imagine he was about to join Chelsea, things have been going downhill for him. I think this one was one of those games that the Barcelona defenders they want to forget. All right, a late penalty from Rodrigo, who I think he is a staple in that Brazil squad. I think he has to go to the World Cup. To the World Cup, and I'm not even going as far as Vinicius because I think Vinicius is the first name on the team sheet. Not even Neymar. Vinicius Junior, I think, is the first name on that Brazil team sheet. But overall, I think Real Madrid played a complete game. Um, at the beginning of the season, Carlo Ancelotti said if uh, Valverde is unable to score 10 goals this season, he will tear up his coaching license and he'll toss it. Already, October what? Today's October 16, and Fede Valverde has already scored 5 goals. So far this season. So it's good to see the second goal from Fede Valverde. It was a big goal. The first goal, Vinny Jr., he carried 3 Barcelona defenders to the goal line, and then he got his shot in. Ter Stegen saved it, and Benzema was there like the poacher he is, and he tucked it away. Ballon d'Or guaranteed, in my opinion. But the Clasico ended 3 goals to 1 in favor of Real Madrid. I think Barcelona, they're far off the pace. I don't expect them to challenge for La Liga. I don't expect them to be in the Champions League come next month. And I think there should be a void of confidence as of now. Xavi has a bunch of youngsters who are playing their guts out for him. They respect him, obviously, as a manager. I see what he's trying to do as a manager as well. But I think he needs a little bit more time. And Barcelona, probably they don't have the time because they need to win some trophies in order to generate that level of income. All right, but it was good to see nonetheless in their warm-up kits, OVO in celebration of Drake getting 50 billion streams on Spotify. So big shout out to the Canadian Drake doing what Drake does. And we know that he dominates. All right, so over now to the game that everyone wants to speak about. Liverpool versus Manchester City. I think there were there were a few moments in this game where it made you scratch your head, but through and through, I think Liverpool deserved the win. I think Manchester City, they were sloppy, especially Cancelo. He was at fault for the goal, but this one was coming for quite some time. And I know this is not Trent Alexander Arnold, so that's why you don't hear a lot of folks talking about it. But Cancelo throughout the duration of this game was torrid, and not only because of the goal that he caused, but even before that, we could see when he lost the ball, he was walking. His body language was just out of it. Some could say probably it's because of the opponents that he was up against. Probably he was being pressured. Probably Robertson had his number all game, maybe. But still, we want to see that body language, and it wasn't there today. And Joao Cancelo, he was worse than he gave a very very awful performance in my opinion. I think if we're comparing this to one of Trent's worst performances, it's very much up there. And again, they won't tell you about it because it's not Trent Alexander-Arnold. But Cancelo, he defensively today, he was awful. He was embarrassing, and who knows? Probably I need to start paying more attention to him throughout the games that Manchester City have ahead, because we know sometimes stuff like these they go unnoticed because of the opponent and because they have sound defensive cover. But again, I'll be paying attention to Joao Cancelo going forward in the rest of the games, because I think it has brought it has been brought to my attention, especially in this game, that he may very well not be the defender that folks think he is. Or well, I know he's a fullback, but nonetheless, defensively, I will have him under the microscope. All right, but yes, back to the game. Erling Haaland, I think he got the clearest chance of the first half. Kevin De Bruyne, at one point, 35 minutes in, I think he had the fewest touches of any player on the field, and Liverpool did an awesome job on that. So hats off to Liverpool. They were incredible in nullifying that Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland link up. At the back, we had Joe Gomez, who I think, again, he's taking a claim for himself. He needs to be in this team. And since Trent Alexander-Arnold has picked up that injury, I think Joe Gomez has been one of the better defenders in the Liverpool team. Who knows? He seems as if he's on the same wavelength as Van Dijk as well. So we love to see that, and it makes Van Dijk's job a bit easier. It also makes it far easier for Liverpool to transition going forward. So Gomez, hats off to you. And I think of all the Liverpool players, I'll have to give Gomez probably a 7 or 8 out of 10, because he was up against Phil Foden, he was up against Bernardo Silva. A lot of the times, Manchester City were trying to get the overloads down on that side of the field, but Joe Gomez held his own, and he was fantastic again today. Virgil van Dijk, I think it was one of his better performances of late. So hats off to him as well. I think he wasn't dribbled past any at all throughout this game. We know Manchester City players aren't the type of players to hold the ball and try and dribble past people. They usually knock it around. But nonetheless, Virgil van Dijk, a sturdy display. Ryan LFC, big up yourself. RB26 Benjamin, big up yourself as well. And again, Demo Dre, big up yourself. Ryan, congratulations on that victory against Manchester City. I think that victory was very well needed for the league, because had it been a case where Manchester City beat Liverpool, then I think there would definitely be no coming back for Liverpool in this title race. So Arsenal, they would be the happier team today, because Manchester City is no longer breathing down their necks as heavily as they were before. But big shout out to Mo Salah, who again seems back to his best. We had Ederson make a stunning stop a little bit earlier on in the game, fingertips stuff to touch it around the post. And the second time of asking, Mo Salah ensured that he tucked that one away expertly. So big shout out to Mo Salah. 3 goals in the week, 1 on the weekend, 4 goals in space of 4 days. What a week he's had. So big shout out there to Salah. But overall, I think Klopp was red carded. There was an incident that led up to I think Phil Foden's goal. that resulted in Foden's goal being called back. And again, it's inconsistencies like these with VAR that called it that result in us the fans calling it into question. The game with Chelsea and Tottenham earlier on this season, we saw something similar with Bentancur. Um, they said it was another phase of play, and that's why it wasn't called back. But again, stuff like these, we need more clarity on it. When does the phase start? When does the phase stop? We've seen a number of other stuff called back, and we've seen whatever you want to put it. The referee waved play on, and we're still waiting to see the rationale behind that. But nonetheless, big win for Liverpool, deserved win for Liverpool. They held their own. They showed up. Diogo Jota was exceptional. Nunes came on for a small cameo. Still mixed feelings around him, but Robertson, Gomez, Van Dijk, uh, those guys had a fantastic game. I must say, congratulations to the Liverpool fans on another big win at Anfield. Virgil van Dijk yet to lose a game at Anfield. But we're curious to hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways from that game? Liverpool versus Manchester City. The title race is on again. Arsenal, they're out front, but can Arsenal go all the way? Can Liverpool catch up to Manchester City? We have Chelsea, who seem to be going about their business slowly but surely. Still not fully convinced with Graham Potter, but it's good when you can win while not playing perfectly. And I think that's what we got today from Chelsea. Leon Bailey, the reggae boy, who we're constantly keeping tabs on, his 66-minute cameo today was just not enough to to get his manager something out of the game. And as a result, I think Steven Gerrard, the Liverpool legend, is staring down the barrel, and it's only a matter of time now before he is sacked. But again, remember, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are on the El Clasico, on Steven Gerrard and his job security as things stand now. Jurgen Klopp being red carded, Pep Guardiola, Liverpool fans threw coins at him. We're curious to hear all of those and more, folks. So let me know in the comment section. Until next time, take care.